Welcome to channel Samarpan Se Moksha. Thank you very much for watching this video. In Shri Yantra Part 1 video, we have learned about importance of circle, triangle, triple principle of creation, Matrika Chakra, Navyoni Chakra and up to 4 avarans of Shri Yantra. In this video, we will learn about the rest of the avarans. I would like to say thanks to Universe for giving me a chance to make this video. And we will now know why the lotus petals are used in various yantras. The lotus, which grows in a muddy water, is surrounded by mud on all sides. Even then, it is untouched by the mud or the surroundings. This symbolizes that the sadhak, even though he lives in the material world, he should stay spiritually detached and pure from the attractions of this world. Lotus symbolizes liberation within the life, not escaping from the life. A lotus bud opens petal by petal into a full flower. This represents a gradual unfolding of consciousness of sadhak. The lotus petals are used to represent different chakras or the levels of consciousness in the body in various yantras. Sri Yantra is made up of 9 triangles, 5 downwards, 4 upwards. We will now understand the importance of the point where the three line intersects. This entire structure is made up of 43 triangles. Now, each triangle is also called Tribhujang. Now, where two lines meet, like this, these are known as Sandhi. And where three lines meet, they are known as Mad. These points I will show you more clearly in this figure. There are 18 points where the three lines intersect, and these points are called seat of life or Jeevsthan. In Indian and Chinese martial art, they know these spots and they use these points to teach self-defense or to fatally injure the enemy. There is a dense accumulation of pran or kai on these spots. The healers, they also use these spots to channel the healing energy into the body. As stimulating these points in a proper way, it helps release the blocked energy, balance doshas and also improve the circulation. As per Ayurveda, there are 108 points in our body, but in Shri Yantra, these 108 points are condensed to 18 marm points or the vital spots. The fifth chakra, which is made up of 10 triangles, Sarvarth Sadhak Chakra, achiever of all objects. Now, this chakra is made up of 10 triangles, and these 10 triangles represent the vital breath. These pran or vital currents, they are divided into two groups, Pran Panchak and Nag Panchak. The first group consists of Pran, Apan, Vyan, Udan, and Saman. These are responsible for body functions such as respiration, circulation, digestion, separation of nutrients from food, and etc. The second group consists of the Krans such as Nag, Kurm, Karkar, Devdat, and Dhananjay. And these are involved in various body movements like yawning, burping, sneezing, movement of eyelids, hiccups, and various sounds in the body. The Dhananjay Vayu is the last one to leave the body at the time of death. This chakra represents the movement of Shakti as a pran. Prano hi Shakti Rupaha. Pran itself is the form of Shakti. These 10 vital forces, when flow in harmony, they make material aim and spiritual aim possible for the sadhak to achieve. The 10 Devis of 5th chakra are mentioned above. The Chakreshwari is Tripurasari and the Yogini are Kultreen Yoginis. The 6th chakra. This is made up of 10 triangles. It is called Sarv Rakshakar Chakra or protector of all. Now, these 10 triangles, they represent the 10 fires within our body, being the fire of purgation, digestion, absorption, burning, the secretion of enzymes, acidification, excretion, fires of pessimism, frustration, and fire of assimilation and creating luster is known as a Sarv Rakshakar Chakra because it governs all the internal fires. These fires are necessary to carry out the life process in the body, such as digestion, absorption, secretion of enzymes, and excretion. Dehe Agni Rupen Shakti Sarvam Pachti Rakshati Cha. That is, Agni is not merely a physical fire, but the Shakti in the form of fire is present in our body. And when this Agni is disturbed, the disease arises. Agni dushte bhavetu roga. Therefore, harmony and balance of these fires give the true protection to the body. Or we can say that the goddess herself function as the body's protection through 10 Agnis. The 10 Devis of the sixth enclosure are mentioned above. The Chakreshwari is Tripramalini and the Yogini is Nigharb Yogini. We will now learn about mudra. Mudra is a very important part of Shri Yantra. The innermost square of Bhupura has 10 mudra devis. These mudra devis are also located in each avaran. The importance of mudra in worshipping Divine Mother is shown by a phrase in Lalita Shahastranam. Dasa mudra samaradhya. That is, Devi is worshipped by 10 type of mudras. Each mudra is imbued with powerful beej akshar or seed syllables. They activate various dimensions of spiritual journey. The mudra is a certain position of the fingers and palm, or it is a ritualistic hand gesture. Mudra is an abstract form of communication with divine. Now, each finger has a different meaning in different mudras. And we know that our body is made up of five elements: fire, air, space, earth, and water. Now, each finger, we have five fingers, and each finger represents one element. Now, it is said that through each finger also runs the prana for each element. So, when we hold a finger in a certain position, we can increase or decrease prana to the specific part of the body. In Sri Yant, there are 10 mudras, and each mudra is presided by a mudra devi, which is an embodiment of Shakti. The nine mudras for the nine chakras of Shri Chakra are mentioned above. These are Sarv Sanshobhani, Sarv Vidravani, Sarv Akarshani, Sarv Vanshkari, Sarvo Madani, Sarv Mahakusha, Sarv Khechari, Sarv Bija, Sarv Yoni, and Sarv Trikhanda. Now, out of these, the Yoni Mudra is the most important mudra. It is a mudra of Bindusthan. And the 10th mudra, which is Trikhanda, has three fragments. This is the mudra which is applicable to the whole of Sri Yantra. This mudra also represents the union of various triads into a single entity. Example: Sadhak, Guru, and his Devi, the knower, the known, and the path of knowing. Merger of triads into a single entity is the supreme knowledge that the practitioner has asked for in the previous chakras. It is also said that this mudra refers to three kutas of the Panchdashi mantra. This mudra is also known as a Brahma mudra. The extended pair of fingers point out to creation, sustenance, and dissolution. The nine mudras, they represent the nine type of power: power of agitation, power of fighting, power of fascination, power of subjugation, power of insanity, power of motivation, power to connect to the aerial beings, power to move in void, and also the power to create. The seventh chakra, which is called Sarva Rog Har Chakra, remover of all disease, Asht Trikon Chakra. This chakra is presided by deities of speech. These goddesses, they form the Ashtvag Devi group. The names are Vasini, Kameshi, Modini, Vimleshi, Aruneshi, Jaini, Sarveshi, and Kauluni. These Devis, they rule all alphabets in Sanskrit grammar, which means that they control all mantra, speech, sound, and knowledge. These eight Devis are considered to be the highest speech energies of Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari. These Vag Devis, they have a mastery over the language. They have composed Lalita Shahasranam, which are the thousand occult names of Ma Parashakti, Divine Mother. These eight Vag Devis also represent Puri Ashtak, which means the city of eight. It is a subtle body or a Sukshma Sharir. It is responsible for transmigration of Jiva, the soul in bondage. This consists of desire, ignorance, karam, five organs of action, five organ of senses, antakaran, five prana, and five elements. So these all eight, they make a pure ashtak. This chakra also represents the eight fundamental contradictions which exist in the universe. These are cold, heat, happiness, sorrow, gain, loss, victory, defeat, love, hate, attachment, detachment, withdrawal, action, and life and death. These contradictions, these are the cause of the disease. Now, in Shri Vidya, the disease is defined as an inability to hold the opposites in equilibrium. When we are faced with the challenges of life, our mind swings violently between pleasure and pain, gain and loss, and love and hate. And as a result, our pran, the life force, it gets disturbed and the disease manifests. As we all know, that the disease first develops in the aura, which is an energy field surrounding our body, and then it manifests physically. So, in meditation, when the sadhak meditates on this chakra, his awareness rests in the Ashtrikon, and he is not disturbed by the eight opposites. Like the cold will not disturb him, and the and heat will not exhaust him. This is why this chakra is called Sarv Rog Har Chakra, because it restores the capacity of consciousness to stay calm when the opposite plays. The Chakreshwari of this Avran is Triprasadha and the Yogini is Rahasya Yogini. Before we learn about the eighth Avran and the ninth Avran, which represents a primary triangle and a Bindu, we have to understand the creation of this universe. The universe is objectification of supreme consciousness. The universe is because of the will or a desire of divine to manifest. The light of consciousness is Prakash, that is Shiva, and the self awareness is Vimarsha, that is Shakti. Prakash represents the static, luminous base of the consciousness, and Vimarsh is the active energy that makes the divine aware of its own existence. It is a power to manifest, create, and organize the cosmos. The desire to manifest is calm. Desire comes with the division from the whole. And that fragmentation or the portion from the whole, the Tantra has given the name as Kala. Therefore, calm Kala for the primordial desire. Now, this desire creates a stir, a throb, or a spand, which vibrates as a naad, the cosmic sound Om. This naad concentrates itself in a point which is called Parabindu, a non differentiated state which contains Shiv and Shakti. Now, at the time of manifestation, three bindu emerges from this Parabindu, and these three bindus form a primary triangle or a mool trikon. This primary triangle then expands into the rest of the Shri Chakra, which represents the universe. As a triangle is a result of the primordial divine desire, it is called the Kamkala. This triangle it represents the creation in the triple aspect. We will discuss about that in the eighth avran. Now, Sri Vidya attaches a great importance to Guru and his lineage. Whatever the Guru says should be final. There are four type of Gurus. The first Guru is a Paraguru, Adi Guru, Mahakameshwar, Sadashiv, and it is he who has initiated Mahakameshwari into Sri Vidya. The other gurus are Guru, Param Guru, that is Guru's Guru, and the Parameshti Guru, that is Param Guru's Guru. If we see the just above the flat side of the primary triangle and below the Aruna Vagdevi, which is marked as 5 in the image, there are three lines. These three lines they represent Guru Mandal, and here the Guru resides. The eighth chakra, primary triangle, named Kamkala, Sarva Siddhi Prad Chakra, the bestower of all attainments. Now, this triangle is also called Murtrikon. The apex is downward, and this triangle surrounds the central point Bindu. In fact, it has originated from Bindu, as we have earlier seen. Now, this triangle it represents Yoni, from which the universe has originated. Now, Guru Mandal is worshipped above this triangle, and on the outside of the primary triangle, there are 15 Nitya Devis. They represent 15 digits of the moon and each digit is known as a lunar day or a tithi, and they are five on each side of the triangle. Now we will also see that there are four weapons are placed outside this innermost triangle. These are arrows, bows, noose, and the hooks. The arrow represents the five panch matras, that is sound, touch, sight, taste, and the smell. The bow is made up of sugarcane and it implies mind, and the mind is reflected through the five sensory organs. Now, pash or noose, it is to annihilate all the desires of the sadhak. And the hook or ankush, it is used to detach the sadhak from all type of sensory desires. The triangle, it represents the creation in the triple aspect. It is a manifestation of Iksha, Gyan, and Kriya. The triangle is also called the Vag Bhag. Vag means speech, sound, vibration, and Bhag means a part or a division. So the Vag Bhag means manifestation through vibration or sound. It is the manifestation of three sounds. Pashyanti, that which sees. Speech here is seen, not spoken, a holistic awareness. Madhyama, that is a mental sound in a dialogue, a sound which is not heard. And Vakri, the audible speech or a physical sound. The triangle is also the manifestation of three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. But the bindu from which the triangle has originated is beyond the gunas. It is gunatit. Triangle is also the manifestation of three states, that is waking, jagriti, dreaming, swapan, and sleep, sushupti. In the waking state, we are in the constant interaction with the objects. There is a me who is experiencing these objects. In the dream state, we experience objects but at a certain level. There is also me present. But in deep sleep, the inner triangle, it collapses into the bindu. There is no subject or object. And this is why we do not experience the deep sleep. There is no memory because the triad of experience is missing. On the other hand, we do recall the dreams where the triad remains intact. Bindu is Turya. It is beyond all the states. Now further, the three dots are arranged in a triangle. They represents three creative fires. Red dot, it represents the fire of moon. It represents Ida Nadi or a channel for the pran on the left side of the body. The dot, which is white in color, it represents the fire of sun, Pingla Nadi, or the channel for the pran on the right hand side of the body. And the dot, which is mixed in color, it represents the fire of Agni, the Sushma Nadi or the central Nadi. The red bindu also represents Kurukula, the female form. The white bindu represents Varahi, the male form. The mixed bindu represents union of Shiv and Shakti. Varahi, the father form, gives fourth dhatu to the child. This fourth dhatus, if we multiply with the three side of the triangle, which represents the creation in the triple aspect, then it gives 12. And this shows 12 kalas of the sun or the 12 zodiac signs. Kurukula, the mother form, gives 5 dhatu to the child. The now 5 multiplied by the three sides of the triangle, which gives 15. This represents 15 kala of the moon or 15 lunar tithis. The three devis at the three corners are Kameshwari, Vajreshwari, and Bhagmalini. The three corners of the triangle also represents the three peaks or the kutas of the 15 letter Panchadashi month. This will be explained later in detail. The triangles also represent past, present, and future. Bhagwan Shiv is known as Bhutnath, that is Lord of Past. That is, the present becomes past and the future becomes present. Shakti is a supreme mother. She manifests future into the present. So this triangle, it represents the flow of time which keeps on creating, nourishing, and withdrawing continuously. That is Srishti, Sthiti, and Lay, creation, preservation, and dissolution. The triangle, it also represents three primordial Shakti of Supreme Goddess. Vama, which represents the Iksha Shakti, the power of manifestation. Jeshta, it represents the Gyan Shakti, that is knowledge and the power of preservation. Rodri, it represents the Kriya Shakti, action, the power of destruction. Now, the triangle also represents the knower, the knowledge, and the known. The Chakreshwari of this Avran is Tripura Amba, and the Yogini is Ati Rahasya Yogini. Now we will talk about Panchadashi mantra. This mantra consists of 15 beej. A beej need not be a single Sanskrit alphabet. It could be a combination of alphabets. For example, Sa is a beej and it is a single alphabet, whereas Hrim is also a beej but it is a combination of many alphabets. The 15 beej are divided into three parts known as peaks or koot. Vag Bhakut, Kamraj Koot, and Shakti Koot. The Vag Bhakut is represented by lotus face. It consists of five beach, and the Kamraj Koot is represented by neck to waist region. It consists of six beach, and Shakti Koot is represented by a region below the waist. It consists of four beach. These three Koot, they represent goddess Lalita's body and the stages of cosmic manifestation, moving from primal sound to desire and finally to creative force, with each Koot having a specific beach, seed, or the syllables. These three segments, on joining, they form an inverted triangle which represents the yoni, the creative force. The first khand is also known as Som Khand, represents moon. The second khand, Surya Khand, which represents sun, and the third khand as Agni Khand, representing the fire. The three koots correspond to three chakra of creation, maintenance, and dissolution. The 15 letters also correspond to the 15 tithis or Nitya Devis or 15 phases of the moon. In the process of manifestation, Divine Mother, it translates herself to time as days or tithis, as the moon and her 15 digits. She is moon in her fullness and also a new moon or no moon, while the digits are called tithi nityas. These 15 nityas, they form the 15 letter Panchdashi mantra, and which is the sound body of Divine Mother, who is the 16th Shodashi, which is always hidden and remains subtle. There are several versions of Shri Vidya Mantra depending upon the different schools. As per Saundarya Lahari, verse 32, it gives a very secretive meaning of this mantra. The akshars are not revealed directly but in a cryptic manner without divulging the mantra openly. This is done for the with the purpose that this mantra should not go in the wrong hands. For the benefit of all, verse 32 of Saundra Lahari has been shared. This verse also shows how 15 bijas of Panchdashi mantra has been derived from it. There is so much about Panchdashi mantra that an entire book can be written or separate video for hours can be made. What I have introduced here is a small idea of depthness and greatness of this mantra, which forms the sound body of Divine Mother. Ninth chakra or ninth avaran, Sarv Anandmay, filled with all bliss, Para Bindu or Supreme Bindu. The ninth avaran, it is represented by Bindu, a symbol of oneness of the universe. It is a cosmic union of Shiva and Shakti as Kameshwar and Kameshwari. It is a union of two fundamental forces, feminine and masculine. The Bindu is the smallest possible circle, the world seed or the Vishwa beach. The universe, it originates from this point and returns to this point. This point is dimensionless. It exists both in time and in timelessness. The Bindu is not void or shunya as it is generally believed. It is not nothing. Rather, it contains in itself everything. Something cannot come out of nothing. There is a month from Upanishad. Om Purnmadha Purnmidam Purnat Purnmudchayate Purnasya Purnmadai Purnameva Vashishyate. That is complete, this is complete, from the complete emerges. When the complete is taken from the complete still remains. Now, this clearly states that absolute reality, Brahman, is complete and infinite. This month reminds us that the cycle of creation, sustenance, and dissolution is constantly going on, but the essence of the wholeness remains unshaken. At Bindu, the creator and the creation is in a combined state. It is a seat of pure consciousness where the observer, the knowledge, and the objects they all become one. Shri Mahatripura Sundari is Chakreshwari of this avaran. She presides over Bindu where Shiva is seated. The yogini of this chakra is Para Para Ati Rahasya Yogini. Shri Chakra is further divided into the three parts, and each part consists of three avrans: Srishti Chakra, Sthiti Chakra, and Sanghar Chakra. Now, the Srishti Chakra consists of Trailok Mohan Chakra, Shodash Dal Padma Sarv Asha Paripurak Chakra, Ashtadal Padam Sarv Sang Shobhan Chakra. Sthiti Chakra consists of the chakra with the 14 triangles, Sarv Saubhagdayak Chakra, and the outer chakra with 10 triangles, Sarvarth Sadhak Chakra, the inner 10 triangles chakra, Sarva Raksha Kar Chakra. Sanghar Chakra consists of the Asht Kon, Sarva Rog Har Chakra, and the Kam Kala Triangle, Sarv Siddhi Prad Chakra, and the Bindu, Sarv Anand Maya Chakra. Shri Yantra is worshipped in two ways. One is Srishtikram, that is creation, and one is Sahar Karam, that is dissolution. The Srishtikram, it begins with worshipping the Divine Mother at the center and moving outward through the nine enclosures or the avanans to the Bhupura. It represents the unfolding of the universe. The Sahar Karam involves worshipping the Shri Yantra from the outward and then moving towards the inward, that is up to the central Bindu. Therefore, it is also called dissolution order, as it focuses on liberation. Shri Yantra is a yantra that bestows us bhog and moksha together as per our aspirations. Both bhogi and yogi worships it, one for the materialism and other for the liberation. Now, there is so much about Shriran that if I talk about hours and hours, it will be less. But for now, with my little knowledge, I have made an effort to explain the most mystic symbol. I ask for forgiveness for my mistakes. I am thankful to websites from where I have taken photos and the information, and also the books and the blogs for the information which I have used in making this video. May God help you in your soul journey. Thank you very much for watching this video.